Hey yo boys, how the hell's it going? Today we got another banger, a badunga, a banga, if you feel me. And today, we're coming at y'all with some Pokimane drama. So, essentially what's went down is on Twitter, she decided to say a little bit of corniness, right? But then, on top of that, she also decided to go on a podcast called the Colin and EMBR.TALKS, which in turn made her say some of the goofiest takes I've ever heard about Kai and Speed. Or, I should say, the male-dominated side of the internet. But what she wants out of the whole outcome of this whole video, I should say, or her take is, that a woman needs to be leading the male-dominated side of the internet. And for what reason other than, I don't fucking know, right? Because women need success. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, boys. And I honestly think this video is, it's kind of goofy, man. If it doesn't piss you off, like, if she doesn't piss you off by the end of this video, I don't know what will make you not like Pokimane genuinely. But, like I said, boys, let's go ahead and roll that first piece.
But if you're at the top, like the top 1 to 10 streamers, you're making way more than the streamers did back in the day.
Interesting.
You know, so it's
yeah,
like,
I guess like Kai did that big McDonald's.
I mean, yeah,
deal.
we're talking
Like,
about brands like
imagine.
McDonald's and Nike.
Yeah.
It's a different ballpark.
It's a different caliber.
It
But
really,
again,
really
like
is.
the you guys all like during that time, I think that like paved the path for the legitimacy
a little bit,
right?
which I'm very proud of.
Streamers. Cause
Yeah, and to have been a part of it during that.
yeah.
I'd love to share some perspective, a little bit unrelated, but a little bit related. As much as I think Kai and Speed are incredible, and what they do is incredible. Also, when I think of them, I think of how much the audience has changed over the years as well. They're both two like young dudes who do kind of like crazy, wild things, and just
If you're at the very top of the situation, you're getting paid way more than I did back in the day, and I think that's kind of unfair. Also, they got like McDonald's ads and stuff. Wait, didn't you do that too? Oh yeah, I kind of paved the way. Hell no. First off, I'm not even going to sit here in front to you. No streamer paved the way for Kai Cenat to get McDonald's, Nike, or any of these things on his back. He did that on his own. He made himself that big for a reason, right? You may have been big and whatnot, Pokimane, don't get me wrong, but you're not Kai Cenat or you're not Speed level, right? You know why? Because they wanted to do something different. They wanted to expand. They got every streamer known to man on their fucking streams. They got every celebrity known to man. Speed goes to every country known to man. Like, you're not doing it as big. You can't sit here and like underdo it when it comes to these people. You know what I mean? Kai is the top of the top. He's the upper echelon on Twitch. If you're trying to pass that, you have to come up with something that's equally and or more entertaining as that. Not just complaining about, oh, a female needs to be up there. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of stupid. Like, if you're gonna sit here and say that females need to get paid more and this and this and this, then do something that requires you to get paid more. You know what I mean? Quit complaining about not getting paid enough whenever you're not putting the work in to get paid enough. I don't get it, WNBA ass take, really. But then she goes on and talks about Kai and Speed and about how their audiences are just male dominated and whatnot, and there's nothing wrong with that. Male dominated side of the internet is the male dominated side of the internet. We have babes, we have all this stuff for a reason, for us to consume and watch. Just like females have beauty YouTube, makeup tutorials, all this other stuff that they like, right? I'm not dogging on any of it, but what I'm here to say is that you're trying to put a female in the lead male role of YouTube, which just doesn't work, honestly. I mean, I guess it could, right? But as long as she's putting out entertaining content like Kai and Speed, but there's no female doing it. You get what I'm saying here, guys. But like I said, let's go ahead and roll the next piece, because it gets even stupider. It just gets even dumber.
just from a data and analytics perspective, I find it really interesting to see who are the top streamers, their similarities, their differences, especially in terms of audiences. And unfortunately, there aren't that many like huge female streamers, at least not on their level, which I think reflects like nowadays the audience has in a way gone more to being a lot of like younger dudes, which is amazing. But I remember during the pandemic, I felt a much larger female presence, both in the audience and in regards to the streamers that we were seeing growing and becoming more popular. So that's just an interesting thing that I've noticed as a creator and both a consumer of the Twitch streaming landscape. Who you see at the top, a lot of the time can also like reflect the viewers.
I have wondered that, and I don't know like where you get this data actually, but even looking at the US election, right? And like the podcast strategies and thinking about how the audiences were heavily male and just wondering, and I don't know the answer, but like, has the internet gotten more male?
Oh my
over
God, it's
time.
very hard for me to say about the
Just that's completely wrong. The fact that there's not female streamers at the top is just completely wrong, dude. I mean, even if you look in the male space, we had literally Senna dominating it completely all the way this year. And you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, she just doesn't exist. I think with fucking Iron Mouse, dude. Iron Mouse literally passed Kai Cenat. Literally passed him on Twitch. He was talking about her, went on a stream with her, did a collab with Iron Mouse. So you're gonna sit here and tell me, right, that no female is that big? That's just a lie. That's literally just a fucking flat out lie. Like, I don't know how much more flat I can put it. Imaru is also massive. I know she's been around for a while, but she's had a really big tick up this year, you know what I mean? It's stupid to say that females aren't in the gaming space or aren't doing the same thing as men, because they are, and they're doing equally as good, right? But no one is Kai and or Speed. Quit trying to make females trying to live up to that level of something that's not necessarily not achievable, but you have to do it in your own way. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. It just matters who your personality is. And nobody, so far, no female has matched the personality of Kai and or Speed. I'll be dead wrong when the day happens, and it does, right? But right now, there's nothing happening there. You're not playing on the same skill level. I don't want to say that, but it's like you're not having the same personality skill level type of thing. You know what I mean? You're not entertaining enough. I don't know how to put that. And not to say all women as a whole, but just the women that are there right now, they're not trying to push to be Kai Cenat or Speed. You know what I mean? And they're perfectly fine doing whatever the hell they're doing. They're perfectly fine in their own niche, making plenty of money doing whatever they're doing. It works 100%, right? But if you're trying to branch out and get the main male audience in, I just think that you have to be that much more entertaining, like Kai and Speed, you know what I mean? And to live up to that level as a female, it's even harder. So that's why there's not one right now. And I don't think there's gonna be one for a while. For Pokimane to say that there's not someone at that upper echelon level though is stupid. You got Senna and Iron Mouse for literally just to name two. But like I said, we got one last clip to get into today, boys, and kind of sums up the whole thing, and it just gets even more political because I guess, you know, political main here. Bro decides to talk about the U.S. election and how the U.S. election is completely male dominated, like you heard in the last little clip. But it just gets even worse. It just gets even worse, dude.
About the entire internet, but I can very much tell you that the streaming landscape, let's say 7 years ago, very, very male dominated. It was the most even or as close to as you might get during the pandemic. And since then, it's gone back to being more male dominated.
How does that impact your experience as a creator?
I think back in the day, I didn't really think much about that kind of thing because I was just having fun gaming and I was experiencing this new platform, this new type of content, and really all I wanted to do was game. But now I feel so lucky that I have all these different channels and in a way, all these different mediums by which I can reach an audience. And now that like a fair amount of people online know who I am, I also have this choice of what audiences do I want to reach. And I will say, in terms of audience, obviously my favorite era was that of Among Us, because I felt like there were just so many more like-minded folks that I knew were watching me. And I feel like that's why I really enjoy different mediums now, because I know I can reach people that maybe aren't as involved in streaming as they maybe
Meaning
once
like
were.
podcasting or
I
TikTok.
don't know if you caught it, but this whole video, the whole clips that I showed you have like such a political undertone, dude. It's not even funny. Like she's like, oh, all these people they were so much more like-minded back in 2020, and it was so much nicer whenever all these like-minded people were watching me, and I just felt more comfortable with these like-minded people. Pokimane's obviously a liberal, right? And there's nothing wrong with being liberal or leftist or Republican or whatever the hell you are. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But the thing is, man, is like whenever you start like doing political undertones and something that's not political, like talking about Kai Cenat and or Speed and trying to make them like act like a misogynist figure because they're in the #1 spot and a female isn't, it's just ridiculous. Like it's just brain dead takes. Like, and I'm not the only one that's sitting over here saying this. Twitter went ablaze over it, but I just feel like I don't need to include that because it's just useless. Like, I mean, it's just Twitter banter. You know what I mean? You know what it is, bro. But like I said, dude, I don't think there's too much more shit I can include in this whole video. I think it's quite dumb and quite stupid that Pokimane would even go on a podcast and admit to airing these things out. So, without any further ado, boys, like, comment, share around, do all the damn things, boys. Do it all. You know what I'm saying? Do everything. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.